Sponsored by Tropical Acres Steakhouse.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo, and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome fave with shafafa on the side.
Happy Monday, everybody, and welcome to Lubie's Big 4-0 Beach Bash.
Yeah. Hey, all right.
I do have to. I'm going to just throw it over to Defo to set the scene while I do some
This is an easy one
with
for
my
us.
links.
New
Yeah.
Potchki. We're here at the Bamboo Beach Tiki Bar and Cafe. Tremendous place, all part of the Ocean Manor Hotel. We met Frank Tallarico many years ago. I used to come out here all the time to meet the owner. He has expanded and just absolutely done a wonderful job here. It's now, and we get this all the time on Let's Eat South Florida, Mike Mayo, at least you do, and I read the comments. Hey, where can I go and find a great place to eat right on the beach?
Yep.
And, overlooked is how absolutely magnificent this place. Man, Joseph, he's a general manager here. I don't know of a more hands-on, top-notch GM in the restaurant business. Now, he does have a little bit of a wandering eyeball, I can say that. But why not? I mean, you have bikini-clad babes all over the place. Lubie has had some interesting experiences here. Now that he's hit 40, I don't know if we want to talk because they represent some serious indiscretions when it comes
My
to
wife's heard of
Well,
it.
we have a no
women.
profanity, no obscenities clause on Let's Eat South Florida, and I heard some of these stories that you alluded to
they're
on
classic.
the other ones.
Yeah. The food, though, is dynamite here.
food,
I
they
mean,
do a really good
you know
job.
what? You would come to like a hotel bar and not necessarily expect the food to be top-notch, but it's a Calabria, which is part of the complex here.
Which I reviewed for the Sun Sentinel when I was in that
Excellent
capacity,
place.
and I
Yeah,
gave
they do a
it
really good job.
the thumbs up, recommended, because the
Very
food
nice.
there at Casa Calabria is great. And I'd never been down here to the Bamboo Beach Tiki Bar.
This is the move
And
right after
this
Calabria.
is-
You come down
I
here.
feel a little shameful now that I've lived in this town for all these years, and believe it or not, I got married right next door. It used to be a Ramada
I
Inn.
can understand the reluctance, then. Maybe it's subconscious.
Didn't work out.
Yeah,
Who knew? You get married at a Ramada Inn on December 7th, day of infamy.
which says all of that, in terms of the
food was
fortunes of
good,
that marriage. Yeah.
The food was good
I
at the
hope the food
Ramada,
was
and I'm
good.
sure the food is going to be great here. We're going to get hit up with some
Even
dishes.
I got married at a higher grade hotel.
But first of all, let's raise a glass. And look at this. I got
Okay,
a
we got
fruity
the- we
rum
got the
drink, a
umbrella.
pina
You went all
colada with an
tourist, as
umbrella
usual,
and
yeah.
cherries. And we're going to wish Mike Lubitz
Thank you, sir.
a Mazel Tov, the big 4-0. That's double high plus 2. And we're going to say 40 more. Plus.
Yeah, God willing.
What's he going to be like at 80 when he's a crotchety old
I was
man at
gonna
40? I mean,
It'll be fitting. I'll have aged down.
The scary part, though, is like you don't double his age, but if you add 30 to it, it's still younger than what
Why
people
is that your
DeForest.
move?
that's okay, though. I'm feeling pretty good.
He lives harder than I do.
Yeah, he's concerned about everything. Part of the reason I'm so happy is all of the hours I spent here. Now, also remarkable, and I think we're going to get one of these show it to the people here. Frankie, he started this.
Yep.
He had like a Hungry Howie's or something. This is a man's roots.
He's from Detroit.
And so he was always great at pizza making and, of course, Italian food with the Casa
He's a
Calabria.
Detroit guy?
He's
For some
from-
reason,
yeah,
I thought he was a
Michigan.
Buffalo
No,
guy.
he's a
from
Michigan
Michigan,
guy.
yeah.
Okay, I got that mixed up. I thought it was a Buffalo for some
Pizzas
reason.
here
but
are
okay.
surprisingly good. And, I mean, not that you should expect them to be bad, but really, really like top quality pizza.
Flatbreads. So,
Well,
so
they
he
have
makes a regular
flatbreads. They used
pizza
to have regular
also.
pizzas
oh,
too.
does
yeah.
he?
I know.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
they used to have
Good,
regular
good to
pizzas
know.
too.
We're going to be hit with the food onslaught in a
Yeah.
couple of minutes. But first of all, gentlemen, let me see, what did you do for your actual birthday and what did you eat to celebrate
What did I
Mike
eat?
Lubitz?
So we finally went to the Cook and the Cork. You have to go. That
It's good?
place was great.
Did you tell him that you know me?
I did not.
Good. That
I never
probably
know, actually.
enhanced the experience.
Oh, yeah? You're not
No,
in favor there?
no, I just have never been in, and I feel shameful because it's one of those places where repeatedly it's been recommended to me by a lot of people that I respect, and I've been trying to go there forever, and I never make it in. And I'm glad that you and the Cheryl did. It's like Frank was hovering.
is
We can
hanging
get him
around.
on
He's ready to
anytime
get
he
on.
wants.
I'll
He's
pop
ready to
him on,
go.
yeah. I'll pop
He'll
him
come on in the next segment.
But yeah, the Cook. So we've talked about American tapas. It reminds me a lot of that. They do small plates. They do have entrees. And they do a really good job. And they have a lot of stuff that's more. It's different. Like we just really enjoyed it. They did a really good job, and it's nicer upscale, but
small, right?
It's very small.
Yeah,
It's
that's
small.
what you like. You get that romantic
It's a little
feeling.
darker,
some of
chilling,
these-
relaxed, romantic
And
vibe.
he is Mr. Romance,
Yeah, that's it.
as evidenced by that incident
Here
in
I
the
am.
drive-through by the valet when that station wagon was shaking.
It's like,
And a girl
sometimes
popped out, and then we saw Lubie behind the wheel. It was crazy.
I was single.
Yeah.
I was single at the time.
I'm sure it was all on the up and up.
So that
except
was
for
fun
the-
Friday, and then
trailer
Saturday
park
we
and
went to
things like
Dare, which is a club at Hard Rock, and I saw
That came later.
a DJ group I liked, Cash, and that was fun. And then Saturday night went to Top.
Your move when you were single, you take them over to Dare, the
No,
nightclubs, or no?
There wasn't out. We used to go to Passions back in the day when I was going to clubs. Passions and Spirits were at Hard Rock, and that's where we would go. And that's I had hookups, so that was sort of a move. Yes.
What
I
about
would
you,
have to say.
Defo? Were you back in the plum room days or yesterdays or what?
No,
what was
my go-to move, I was traveling and fighting on the chats when I moved here, but then it was, what was the place on Oakland Park Boulevard?
Yeah, that was yesterday's, I think.
No,
it
not
was.
yesterday's. That was a great restaurant. I enjoyed that
I
very
thought
much.
there was another one.
And for what reason? It started with an
Not
S.
Shooters. Shooters?
No,
not Shooters.
What the hell was the name of the place?
Oh, the place you talk about all the
I'm
time.
blanking. I'm blanking. I
I
met
the
many
Sandpiper,
women there.
I
They
don't
had a
even know.
ladies' night on a Wednesday, and it was a meat market. It was just unbelievable.
Well,
Speaking of
I'm
meat
remembering
markets.
back to the days when I first got here, the Tugboat Annie's on a Sunday
That was good,
afternoon
yeah.
down in Dania, right near the Port Everglades inlets, and it was a gay band. And it was just a whole lot of fun. Not much food in those days.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do remember. Here we are again, liquid lunch. Man, Defo, what did you do this weekend? Was this send me a seltzer shot?
Yeah.
I think it was from a
Myron's.
particular deli.
That was Myron's
Myron's
Deli.
Deli.
They had all lined up there, and I thought of you, and I was using our $50 comp that the Mustang had by spending $200 or $300 in the machine. I actually benefited from payoff, which rarely happens. I literally got like double the amount of money I was expecting on an exacta payoff, and I happen to
That
have it
never
several
happens
times.
to me. I
Oh,
usually
man.
get shorted by about
I was shot in a good
50%.
way. I mean, a thing that should have paid $40-$50 paid $80, and I happen to have it multiple times.
Good
so
for
that
you.
got me
Good
out
for
for the
you.
weekend. And then I was immersed in some football. It was very exciting. All of the football games. And in my total degeneracy, I actually had to book 2 games on Friday night. Navy over SMU, and I was getting 12.5, and FIU getting 34. 34
All right, first
from
of all, I got to
Texas
call
San
timeout.
Antonio.
I mean, I heard some of this on the Morning Defo
Yeah.
show. On the
Two of the most
Lunchbox,
exciting
we
games I've
will
ever
talk
watched. Yeah.
sports and news when events warrant, but when you get into the depths of cashing against some hapless schnook who you book his
Francesco,
action,
yeah.
and he's taking the opposite, whatever.
I
You
was
got
supposed to- I
Navy
was
and
supposed to
FIU. I mean,
give
this
it
is
to a
just
book.
pathetic.
Yeah,
This is pathetic. It scrapes beneath the level that I can even
Yeah.
tolerate. Let's talk about something even worse, which is the Dolphins.
Yeah.
What the heck happened? I mean, 3 weeks ago, we're talking they're on top of the world. They're the
Yes.
number 1 ranked team in ESPN's
Yes.
power rankings. They beat the Buffalo Bills, who seemed like the best team in the league, and now they seem like the best team in the league,
Yeah,
or
man.
the Eagles.
Yeah.
And here we are 3 weeks later, and a few concussions and a couple of quarterback injuries, and the whole and now they're looking behind in the standings. The
Jets
New
and
York
the Patriots.
Jets, the Buffalo Bills, who they beat,
They're even
and
with the Pats.
tied with the New England Patriots, who they handled in the opening game.
Yes.
So it just goes to show you this
You
league.
should put some flowers in that punch because you're already throwing in the towel on your over
Oh,
8
you're
and a
over
hook.
under.
You sound like, I mean, you're accusing me of being a low-life degenerate, but everything you're saying reeks of degeneracy.
Right, because I thought we were a lock at the over 8.5.
It's not over yet, Yankee fan.
They
It's
need
not
to
over
go
yet.
6-5 the rest of the way, and given the fact that the injury bug has hit him and I mean, it's not a good time to be a Dolphin fan, and it's just like every year, it's the same thing as the Panthers. Just when you think they've turned it around and it's going to be a little bit of a different story, the same old stuff keeps happening,
Well-
and it's just. It's driving me to drink on a weekday.
I'm the king of negativity, as Defo knows, with my teams. But even I will say, look, you didn't have Tua. You played up until now a tough stretch. The next 5 games are very winnable, and Tua will be back. So if they can keep him
Yeah.
upright and not dead, they have a really good chance to either go 5-0 or 4-1 and get back into.
But
the
what
swing of
happens if
things.
Tua takes a lick and then
Oh, he's probably done.
he comes up with a
Right.
wobbly
Right.
ankle And then Mike McDaniel, everybody in the world is like looking at him like he's going to be like he's the executioner, like he's killing the guy if he lets him play another snap.
You know what I noticed about McDaniel? I don't know if you might appreciate this reference. I don't know if Lubie remembers the writer in Cold Blood, Truman Capote.
Yes.
And he had this like kind of weird way of speaking, and his lips and mouth barely move. But McDaniel's post-game press conferences are starting to make him look like Truman Capote being interviewed by David Susskind. Where
wow, that's an old reference.
I don't know exactly what happened here. But anyway, we're going to celebrate with food, and I'm looking forward to.
Well,
you ordered some coconut shrimp, I think, which is a real highlight over
coconut
here.
shrimp,
Yeah,
fish
they're
dip
very
always makes me think of Florida and the beach. We got these grouper bites
grouper
that are
fingers
coming.
that are really good.
We're going to be
nice.
getting a pizza or a flatbread chicken marsala, something a little different.
Nice.
And Frankie insisted that we get the shrimp, the rock shrimp, something or
They do
other.
rock shrimp.
nice.
So I
Yeah.
think he's going to bring
Rock
out a
shrimp.
little.
Reminds me of a story with Lubie. Frankie used to have a lobster special, all-you-can-eat lobster on a Monday night or a Tuesday night, whatever night we were out here, and it was like $49.99 or something
Yep.
ridiculous,
All you can
right?
eat.
All-you-can-eat Maine lobster. So people took advantage of it, and then we ended up having a
We
contest
did a radio contest.
with a listener for a cruise, which we had somehow copped. I don't even know if the cruise was legitimate, but
No,
we
it
had a
was legit.
certificate for a
It was
cruise.
legit.
We're giving it away. Lubie is so competitive. Now, what would be the number one rule of thumb? Let the listener win the contest. So she goes to the bathroom, right? And while she's in the bathroom, Lubie, literally like Joey Chestnut or Kobayashi, shovels in like 12 lobsters in the shell and wins the contest. And then he wanted the cruise.
No, you said I can't. They said I couldn't win. I was pissed. I was like,
Oh,
what
yeah,
is
he was
that?
angry.
I
He was
pissed.
mad
I
at me
couldn't
for
win.
2
Yeah.
weeks because we didn't give him the cruise
I
certificate.
wouldn't think you're allowed if you're
Yeah.
an
You're
employee.
not
You
allowed. I
can't-
know that.
Yeah, that's. But at least you got yourself a nice lobster feast. So
Yeah.
Did.
well played, Lubie.
The lady was
there.
crazy.
Let's get Frankie involved
No, I
here.
have is Frankie out there? We'll get
Well,
him.
yeah,
here.
we'll take a break.
Oh,
here.
you know what?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
before I go, and I'm going to sing the virtues of Tropical Acres, talking about lobsters, and they still got the twin lobsters.
Yeah.
But before we get to that, I do have a bone to pick with you, and also the Let's Eat South Florida crew,
Uh-oh.
because here I am. You're always like, ragging on me
Good
for
to you.
losing my fine dining ways and my palate. And I actually do go out to a fine dining restaurant last week, Stage, and I gave the whole blow by blow on Friday. And you're ridiculing me about how boring it was. When I go into my fine dining opining. And I wrote up a nice, beautiful post for Let's Eat South Florida that I posted Sunday. And here's Joseph.
This is
Starting
always a good
stuff.
sign with plates.
But,
That's great.
And I'm singing the praises. I put up the pictures of all the food. I put the descriptions.
Yeah.
The thing lands with a thud. So first of all, again.
Why do you
talk-
always single me out on these things? So, I mean,
you
you're always,
talk about
you.
me being contradictory. You're contradictory because first of all, you always ragging on me like, oh, you're the fine dining guy. Why don't you write or talk about experience a really nice restaurant? I do that, and you ridicule me.
Like, what boring
Then I
is this?
post it on Let's Eat, right?
and the rest of the world ridicules
and
you.
it gets like maybe like 3,000 views and 10 comments and a couple of likes. Meanwhile, I write 2 posts about seltzer last
They
week.
break the internet.
Combined 75,000 views, thousands of reactions.
I don't want to use a word that rhymes with passhole, but everybody thought you were being a bit of
No,
one.
but why is it that's what causes all the
We've talked about this for
engagement?
years. We used to have the most. We would talk about, have these conversations,
Yeah.
have Visramam on, have all this stuff, and get nothing. He would bring up what's the best Cuban sandwich
Right.
in South Florida. The lines would light up,
Yeah.
Right.
and everyone would go crazy.
Where
It's
can you
the
get a Cuban
weirdest
sandwich
stuff.
at a gas station?
People love a fight. I didn't realize they were so passionate about bubble water. And speaking of bubble water, Tropical Acres.
I know.
When I
know.
saw Jack Studiali last week, he told me that at the bar, $2 for a 2-cent plain, which seems to me that's the right price
That's right.
when
Yeah.
it comes to
Oh,
seltzer
look at all
water.
this coming out
And the
here.
right price also you can find at Tropical Acres. But I'm going to stop now because Joseph is about to lay down some beautiful
gonna lay
food.
down some stuff. We have a fish
There's
dip.
There's the fish dip.
Which,
I've
that's
never
gonna
actually
be
had here.
Oh, with the sliced
I've had
jalapenos.
almost
coconut
everything.
shrimp.
Coconut
there.
shrimp looks beautiful.
There you go. That's-
Grouper bites.
Grouper
Black
bites.
grouper bites looks
How
How
excellent.
about this for lunch by the
Okay.
ocean here, Mike Mayo?
I
What
got
do you
an
think?
ocean
Joseph
breeze.
Payne.
I got an umbrella fruity drink. I got Lubie celebrating the Big 4-0. I bought him a little gift. Well, it's a cake.
I love it.
I was going to
appreciate
bring
it.
him
I haven't
ice
had a
cream
cake.
from Cleveland's, but I think it would have melted.
In the car.
So I
for
got
sure,
the
on way
classic
over here.
Publix buttercream icing
Appreciate that.
celebration cake, but we're going to do that later in the show. after we talk to Frank Talrico. But we're going to dig in here in a second. But let me just wrap up by saying Tropical Acres Twin Lobster Special still going on. $35 for 2 of those beautiful steamed Maine lobsters served with a salad and side dish. Tonight, Monday and Tuesday, half-price wine night. I'm going there tomorrow night. Meet a couple of people, get a little business done. And
give them hell, by the way.
Also recently named in a book that came out of top 100 things to eat in Fort Lauderdale, their Cowboy Steak was named one of the things that you must eat. I happen to have different favorites when I go there. I love the roast prime rib of beef that is roasted fresh every day and delicious. The filet mignon, the rack of lamb, all that and more. Tropical Acres. And I was in there for happy hour the other night. Get this. Bell Chef, top shelf martini,
nice
Belvedere vodka. Guess how much?
Well, I know the price. So.
All right. Well, all right. Well, then give the right answer.
$7.
$7.
$7 plus tax. Wow. $7.50 from 4:30 to 6:30 at the bar. Tropical Acres is at 2500 Griffin Road. Just in Dania. The Lunchbox sent you. We love Tropical Acres.
In signature fashion, you should go out with a mouthful of something.
All right,
there.
I'm going to go into the fish
Make
dip.
sure you smear a little on your face.
It seems like it's the very
high culture. Don't put your fingers in the fish
highly
dip,
parade
come on,
ones.
Mike.
No,
we're coming back with more.
I got a little jalapeno
the food and etiquette master, Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Frank Talrico going to join us in just a few from Bamboo Beach Tiki Bar and Cafe. Good stuff.
Looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more? Go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6. The early bird special runs from 4:30 to 5:30, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, it's Mike Mayo. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a good bagel with Nova or some matzo ball soup, homemade knishes, or a great deli pastrami sandwich on rye, you know where I go? Grandpa's Cafe in Dania Beach. It's been around a long time, an institution, but a little over a year ago, a pair of New Yorkers came in, bought it, and refurbished the place. It's beautiful, and they are now serving great breakfast, brunch, lunch. They've got the omelets. They've got eggs Benedict. They've got all kinds of great baked goods like rugelach. Grandpa's is just off Federal Highway on Southwest 1st Street in Dania Beach. It's open 7 days. Go in there, tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks, just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally, and they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Go in there on a Wednesday. They got buy one, get one on cheesesteaks from 5 to 8 p.m. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
And we're back here on the Lunchbox Remote Edition in honor of Lubie's 40th. We kicked Lubie for the occasion, and now we are very, very pleased and happy to be joined by proprietor of the Ocean Manor Resort. He's a hotelier. He's tour around town, owns many different restaurants. You might know Casa Calabria, Piazza Italia down on Las Olas, and of course the beautiful, where we're at today, the Bamboo Beach Tiki Bar. Frank Talrico, welcome to the Lunchbox. Thanks so much for hosting us.
Well, thank you for coming. And you know what? I've missed Defo, and he's been here. He was a catalyst and an inspiration of where the Tiki Bar back in the day when we used to do his, got us some exposure, and we had many great times. So it's
a wild show that we had here, all kinds of celebrities. And, it's interesting, too, because to see the evolution of the place, Frankie's been ruling, and talk about a unique head coach. And, but you had a serious background in restaurant business before this, and obviously the way that everything's evolved with all of these places that you have now.
Yeah, so my is everything has to be fresh and made from scratch. When I first bought the hotel, this Tiki bar, it had maybe a couple dozen frozen.
Right.
So I threw the freezer, threw all, said, listen, we're going to make everything scratch. So whether it's our pizza dough, whether it's our our coconut shrimp or our grouper, even our chicken tenders, which are probably the best in South Florida. Oh yeah, we cut them per order, organic chicken. We dip them in our homemade beer batter, and then we cook them per order and then in the fryer, and those come out like homemade fresh. So whatever you order, it's going to be made fresh here.
Why do you go on the beach here and start juicing the prices like on the that have these kind of locations?
Well, the reason why I don't do that is because I not cater to tourists. I cater.
Yeah.
So, we want the locals. We appreciate the locals. As where other hotels like next door, or I won't mention names, do not want locals at their establishment.
Oh yeah.
And my belief is that you need the locals to survive year round. Tourists are good 6 months out of the year. What are you going to do the other 6 months? So prices as if you were going to the diner across the street.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit above that, but we're not expensive.
Very smart to take so many people that think they're going to come in and just make a killing on the season and be able to coast the rest of the year. They wake up to reality real quick. So it's great to see a place that is packed in the middle of a Monday afternoon. And, again, I just had a bite of the grouper bites.
And his pizza, Mike Mayo, for sure.
Yeah, I'm making a mess as usual.
That was your special
I'm going to
order.
give some plates around here so everybody
Notice
else
he grabs all of the plates.
No. I was
the only
going
guy
to distribute
Frank
them. I don't know if Frankie wants to dig in. This chicken Marsala Pie.
Go ahead.
Just tell me a little bit about your pizzas and your dough, because I guess you take great pride in all that.
Yes.
Right?
Okay. So
Well,
obviously, I have a few Italian restaurants,
Yes.
Casa Calabria, Piazza Italia, and one of our specialties, chicken Marsala. So we really don't have the capacity to make homemade chicken Marsala down here with the volume we do. I wanted to incorporate dishes from Casa Calabria. So we said, you know what? Let's make a chicken Marsala pizza.
Oh, wow. That's good.
That's what we did. And people love it. It's a big seller here. And we make it per order from scratch every time you order.
Down at Bamboo Beach, and one of my moves is to go to Casa Calabria first, have a fine dinner. And that's another example of a place with just a fabulous atmosphere, looking out on the ocean, and top notch. I mean, and this is down home. It means a lot to you. The recipes there were those of your mothers and grandparents?
So it was my mother and my grandmother who passed it down to my mother. But, we moved from Italy in 1973. My whole family was born in Italy, and my parents never spoke English. My mom was an incredible cook. So when I opened up Casa Calabria, we implemented, 70% of the menu are her recipes. And, so from Italy. And
who's the head guy? He's great, man.
So Adrian was the head. He had a little bit of a heart problem. So he's back and forth. We still have the original 5 chefs in the kitchen are still here, and they do an amazing job. Consistent. Our food is
now Calabria's the boot.
Yes, it's southernly the toe of the boot.
Toe of the boot.
You can literally swim from Calabria to Sicily. That's how close it is.
And I remember when I was in there reviewing it for the Suns with the red sauce is like and eggplant. Is it like a starter?
Yes, a caponata. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, it's so good.
So the sauce is also a family recipe, but the reason why it's so good, besides being a family recipe, we use nothing but the finest ingredients. We use we use San Marzano tomatoes in a can, but are imported from Italy. Everything is made fresh daily. We don't make the sauce on Monday for the whole week.
Right.
We make it every single day
Small
fresh.
batches. That's
Small
the key.
batches, and it's all about having the highest quality and the best ingredients, and obviously, in my opinion, the best recipes in South Florida.
So And can I say praises of this pizza
Sure.
a little bit? Because,
yeah.
you know, when I see like the balsamic drizzled on it, sometimes I get a little fearful because sometimes people's balsamics are a little bit too sweet. This is exceptional. I mean, it has extraordinary balance. So it ties together that whole chicken and the mushrooms and the cheese, and it gives that little tinge of sweetness, but not overly so. This is a winner. This
All
chicken
right.
Marsala
Well.
pizza. So,
Well, I appreciate that. I think, you know, the Tiki Bar is also, people are very surprised of the quality of the food
Oh,
at the
no
Tiki
doubt.
Bar. They come here, they're expecting to get drunk, and they order their dinner or their food, not expecting much, and they're like, wow, this is actually tastes really good. You know, it's better than the 5-star or 4-star restaurant when I ate the other night, and I spent $400 for two of them. And so it's basically, you know, I pride myself on my food, and I was raised in a restaurant business. Started working in a restaurant business when I was 13 years old in
Hungry
Detroit.
Howie's, right?
Well, no, 13 years old. I was working at my aunt's Italian restaurant
where was
in
that?
Detroit, Michigan.
So you're a Detroit guy.
Yeah, I grew up in Detroit.
Did you ever try doing a Detroit style pizza? That's become all the rage. It
Yes.
seems, all
So
over.
I love Detroit style pizzas, and you know, maybe I'm going to implement it. The sauce above items. You put your
It's a thick, deep
Yeah,
dish almost.
you let your
that's
dough
square.
rise in the pan, then you put your toppings. I mean, your cheese, your toppings, and your sauce, and you bake it. So
And the
it's a
cheese
great,
gets like crunchy,
Mhm.
caramelizes over the edge, and it's good stuff. But
good stuff.
this dough and this kind of thin crust pizza, absolutely terrific. I would never have thought to order a pizza here, and then I realized, oh yeah,
Well, this is our flatbread.
yeah.
So our flatbreads come
Flatbread.
out thin, and
Right.
then we have our regular pizzas.
oh you do,
Yes,
okay. Yeah,
which are a Detroit style pizza. It's like a New York
the
style.
round,
almost.
yeah, the round
yeah.
Midwestern kind of
Really, really good too. I've
Yeah.
had many of them here. What's the difference, Frank, if you have like a hotel restaurant? What kind of things do you have to deal with? Because I mean, obviously you own the hotels, but does that change the dynamic of running Casa Calabria, that it's inside a hotel? Because it has to be a pleasant surprise for any tourist to come down to the lobby and have a restaurant of that caliber inside the hotel itself.
Well, a few things about being in a hotel. One, it helps and it hurts at the same time. For
Yeah.
instance, you know, if you're driving down A1A and you're looking for a good restaurant, you will never know Casa Calabria. So if a friend doesn't bring you or tell you about it, how the food was amazing, you got to check out this Italian restaurant, the music was unbelievable, then you won't even know about it. All right. We do some marketing, but it's mostly word of mouth. You know, what does help is the hotel guests that are staying here and even the hotel next door, and also being on the Gull Mile, we have, you know, some, you know, captured audience that are looking for a place to eat. And once they eat there, they're like shocked.
Yeah.
They're like,
Right.
I'm from New York. I haven't had Italian food that's good. And, you know, what people will find out if they actually research Casa Calabria, and you can put me to the test right here. We are the highest rated Italian restaurant in South Florida. When you Google,
waterfront.
no. So you can use Google, you can use TripAdvisor, Yelp, and Open Table and Facebook. Combine all the ratings together, all right?
and you get
And we're about a 4.7 across the board.
Wow.
Now, I've challenged anyone to see if they can get another Italian restaurant, right, that has all those five. And I'm talking the big ones: Open Table, Yelp,
Yes.
you know, TripAdvisor. You can't find another Italian restaurant that's higher rated than Casa Calabria.
plus it's on the water. You
Yeah.
get the ocean view, and especially
Beautiful place.
later on in
Yeah.
the summertime, you can
Correct.
catch it's still able to.
Great service too. I mean, you
Daylight.
have a few
Yeah.
of our favorites in there. Who's the old guy, man? He's been doing this for like 100 years.
Well, we have Giovanni.
Still going
yeah,
strong,
Still
yeah.
singing this. And we got Dominic.
Dominic's
yeah,
great. Yeah.
We have
Always good.
Andy.
That's another thing about Frankie's Places is you'll see the same people here, like Shane at the bar, and they've been here since the beginning. A
Yeah,
lot of them.
16 years, 17
Yeah,
years.
absolutely fantastic. And that adds to the consistency of the service. So while it can get wild out here at the Tiki Bar, especially during spring break, you're getting great food. And then if you're looking for something more sophisticated, Casa Calabria definitely hits the spot.
What was spring break like this past year? Because it seemed like we were overrun again by these kids, but it's not like when I was coming down to Fort Lauderdale on spring break, I was just getting drunk in those wet T-shirt contests. I wasn't in the wet T-shirt contest, but now it seems like these kids are coming down with their parents' credit cards, and they're like staying at nice hotels and eating nice meals and behaving generally okay. I mean, did you get a big break crowd, or you try to kind of?
This guy's the king of spring break. What are
Yeah.
you talking about?
All right,
The
so
spring-
you hit it right on the money, by the way.
Yeah.
Spring break has evolved. When we first started, we
Yes.
had the Kentucky kids here, and you know they had
I remember the
limited
Jello
funds
shots on the bar. That was
and
Jumping
yeah.
off the roof into the pool.
And licking burgers off the wall up in the rooms, and it was a little nuts with these kids in spring break. All of a sudden they've grown up, and they've actually either they have their dad's or mom's credit card, or you know
they're all making money on TikTok.
They're all selling crypto. Yeah,
they're doing something. But these kids had money. They were just well behaved, and they spent, and they didn't just. I'm like, what happened? It's like a utopia here.
Like the Led Zeppelin treatment, you know, where all the rooms are trashed, but not happening. So you've been able to cut back on security then during the spring break?
Well, yeah, I still have security. I don't cut back. You know what makes people feel safe?
Yeah.
And it gives me a peace of mind. I can sleep at night knowing I have security out here.
So let me interrupt again to sing the praises. That coconut shrimp is excellent, butterfly shrimp, and I don't know the sourcing of it, but it's really, really nice.
So we make it from scratch. We buy the shrimp and we batter it with egg wash and then dip it in flour and then dip it in the coconut. And
Defo, it's got the perfect crunch, and you know how I feel about crunch. I love it.
I knew you would love this place. You know, I figured if you made a face
room
here,
and just stay here all week now. I gotta, give my mom a break.
If you made a face, we were going to have some of the people from Buffalo come down and just take care of you, and you would be swimming with the fish pretty soon. But and it's absolutely fantastic. I've always been a huge fan of Frankie and everything that he does, but the food is overwhelmingly impressive every time I come out.
And let me ask you, because I know you got your place down on Las Olas, Piazza Italia, and how's Las Olas and just the whole hospitality business in general doing now that we're almost post-COVID or whatever you want to say? Is it stabilized?
Well, it's definitely stabilized. You know what I think is helping us is that, you know, Florida is the population is growing on a daily basis. I think there's 900 people a day moving down here. And so our locals have gotten, you know, a lot, you know, more locals in this area than there was before. Not only that, you know, we became, especially on Las Olas, at least my spot has become, you know, the nightlife spot where you have maybe, you know, 24 other restaurants, and we're still very busy for dinner. But after dinner, people are looking for things to do, and they're like, hey, let's go to Piazza and dance.
Yeah.
So whether they're eating at, you know, down the street at another restaurant or, you know, up the street, they all end up pretty much at Piazza after 11 11
How
p.m.
late is it open till? You got
2 a.m. 3 a.m. on a weekend. And
So-
it, you know, it becomes a great vibe. Our DJs are amazing, you know, and everybody dances and has a great time, and they can still have great.
Defo, I know. Well, you and I sometimes are in bed a little early these days. We'll have to go check that scene out.
Oh,
some-
Piazza
one of
Italia,
those
yeah. You got to get down there, you know, because there is no Christopher's anymore. Frankie, with the name of the place I was blanking on that began with an S, and that would be good for you. And as I remember, I mean, I don't know if the things have changed, but when you had the grand opening, there's some high-end food. That you had coming out of the kitchen there.
Yeah, so we have the same menu now. We used to have two different menus. You know, we had the Venetian room, which was an upscale menu.
Yeah.
So now we combined it to one great menu. And if you want to eat where you can talk and have a conversation, we have the Venetian room. But if you want to just be part of the party and, you know, and dance and have loud music and have a great time, you know, you can eat right in the main room. We have the LED, you know, ceiling that the DJ works
That's
with.
Lubie
And
scene. Yeah.
Nice.
And-
Anything new on the horizon on tap, or you just got your
Got
content
the
with what
Bahamas.
you got?
This man controls restaurants around the world, my friend.
Well, right now I also have my Tiki bar in Nassau, Bahamas. It's pretty much identical to this. It's on Junkanoo Beach in Nassau, right by where the cruise ships are docked.
Similar
And-
food?
Similar food, absolutely.
wow, okay.
We do have a lot of Bahamian specialty food over there.
Yeah,
You know,
and
the
some
crack-
here too. I see you got
some
the
here,
crack
yep.
conch and all that
Correct.
stuff. Yeah, yeah.
Correct. So, but people love it. We're rated on #1 on TripAdvisor in Nassau. We just surpassed Senior Frogs, if I'm correct, and one of the top places in Nassau right now. And there's always other opportunities coming towards me all the time, but I'm very picky and choosy on what I do. But I'm sure something else will be coming up soon in the horizon, and you'll be the first to know, Defo.
Very hands-on, this
Excellent.
gentleman. Very hands-on,
Well,
too.
again, thank you so much for having us out and
Yeah.
being able to celebrate
Nice
Lubie's
job here,
birthday.
Frankie. Yeah.
Happy
Big
birthday,
fan of,
Lubie.
yeah, Ocean Manor Resort. It's right here on Galt Ocean Mile. I believe it's 4040 Galt Ocean Mile.
That's correct.
And Casa Calabria for all your tremendous Southern Italian fine dining needs overlooking the ocean. And then the beautiful Bamboo Beach Tiki bar for lunch. Are you open for breakfast out here?
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner,
breakfast,
and then
lunch,
late
dinner?
night. I mean, our kitchen's open at
Wow.
2 a.m. on the weekends,
Wow.
1 a.m. on the weekdays.
This is good
Great
to know.
place for football too. The way
Yeah,
Frankie
you
did
know
this with
what?
the
I might
screens.
have to start.
Yeah, well, we have the NFL tickets, so we show every single game, no matter who your team is. You come.
You get
find
the
your
Amazon Prime games on Thursday?
Absolutely.
Okay. All the games. This is a place to come check it out.
If you're looking for Japanese sumo wrestling and it's pay-per-view, he has it. I don't know how he does it, Frank. He's great with this.
And you get the beach breeze. You can't beat the atmosphere.
How do you beat the atmosphere
You
here? though?
can't. This is why we live here. And, it's almost the end of hurricane season. Stone crab season is here. It means it's a perfect time to start living outdoors and eating outdoors. This is the perfect place to do it.
I've never seen him so happy.
Oh, good.
Thank you,
we
Frankie.
want to
I've
keep
never
Mike happy.
seen him
He's
so
very
happy.
influential in this
Yes.
town.
Wheels a heavy gavel, man, this guy.
Oh,
He's
man.
closed many a place.
Yeah,
just with
no.
making a face.
But he's helped a lot of people as
Yeah,
well.
no, that's true. That's true.
Look, and the thing is,
He tells it like it is.
I try to tell it like it is, and Frankie's got nothing to worry about because his
No,
food
his
here
place
is
is great,
beautiful.
man.
So it's all good.
Thank you, Frank, for having us
My
in.
pleasure,
Always
guys.
a pleasure, man. Frank
All right.
Tallarico, ladies and gentlemen. Entrepreneur, restaurateur,
Hotelier.
hotelier.
I like that. I like
and
I
a
like
man
that
about
word.
town.
Hotelier.
Yeah. No, but a
so-
great guy, always very loyal to everybody, too. And, you're welcome whether, like you said, that is a great point about the locals.
Yeah.
And how some restaurants just don't want to cater to people
Take care
that are
of
here
your
all the time.
locals, and
Yeah.
you'll
You'll see
find
Barnaby
yourself-
Jones and the crew hooked up at the bar here every afternoon, and at the same time, people coming in from all over the world.
It's beautiful, and like you said, because it's tucked behind A1A and it's on Gold, and it's in the hotel. You got to know, and if you know, you know, and that's why it's great for people now watching us on South Florida Live Networks and Let's Eat South Florida simulcast. Next time you put up a question, hey, I've got my aunt in town. Where can we go for a nice lunch on the beach?
This
The
is it.
Bamboo Beach
Or
Tiki
if you
Hut.
need any rooms, or
Yeah.
if you love
You can
Italian
stay
food,
here. Yeah.
we're as good as it gets.
Yeah.
You got the cabanas also. If you want to make a day of it, it's absolutely fantastic. Best anywhere on the beach. And Frank Tallarico knows how to take care of
Appreciate
people.
it, sir.
Thank
Thanks
you.
so much for
My
everything.
pleasure.
Thanks a lot.
All right,
Frank. Always a
guys.
pleasure, my friend.
Thank
We'll
you.
be back.
Happy birthday, Lubie.
We'll be back to continue the celebration at Ocean Manor Resort in fabulous Fort Lauderdale after these words.
You like pizza? Who doesn't like pizza? Well, my spot for pizza is the Pizza Spot. It's in that little bit hard to find Riverside Park neighborhood of Fort Lauderdale, but it's totally easy to love. It's at 601 Southwest 12th Avenue, New Haven style, a pizza from Wade and Reese. It's a lovely outdoor spot. You could also pick up pies to go at 754-779-7788, 754-779-7788. Again, they're open every day but Monday for lunch and dinner. Some of the best pizza I've ever had. Go to Pizza Spot. They also have subs, salads, and more. Tell them the Gambling Gourmet sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, that's my spot. It's upscale food in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. People come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans. For 30 years, they've been doing a great job. The original location, West Side, 3303 Sheridan Street, just across from TY Park in Hollywood. And there's the East Side location, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. You go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the blackened grilled wings, and of course, the kitchens are open late in both locations. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox, Mayo, and Defo sent you. From our friends at Visit Lauderdale and Lauder Deals, don't miss.
With my mouth full, what a shock, Jeff Defo for us. How are you? Oh, we're back already? Okay, very good. I thought we were running a few more spots there so you could chow down and get yourself back together.
Are we done with the spots, Lubie?
We're done. All right, very good.
We're done for the day.
Time here, that's great because we're going to need some help eating some of the samples that we got. And they also make great steaks and burgers. I mean, a wide variety of things on the menu here at Bamboo Beach.
Very nice. And I think my poker buddy Dan might be meeting us out here. He just had a nice tour yesterday at the Hard Rock. Chopped up the weekend tournament, 5-figure score, which is always good when you turn up 50. Just you turn like a stick and a half into 5 figures. So, wow. Dan the man, congrats to him. My poker crew, it seems like in the last year, it's hit for either a 5 or 6-figure score, except me.
Well, you do.
So what does that mean?
It means you got to stop your fetching.
I need a new hobby?
I think it's karma from the whole thing with this culture. And when you realize
stop
that
being
not
a cheapskate.
everything is going to come your way, I mean, eventually it does if you do the right thing, or at least you hope so. But, you know, and I don't believe that, you know, all things happen for a reason. Because sometimes they happen for a lousy right. And that's
Or no reason at all.
Yeah, and that could be what you're facing when it comes to everybody. It's like when you go to the track and everybody else 1,000 and you lost 350.
Yeah.
And you're just hoping somebody out of the generosity of their heart slips you a couple of sticks and says, hey, listen, I had such a good day. I can't watch you leave here in pain. So here, take this.
Meanwhile, I'm going to go
hot pepper on this
another.
thing.
They have
Are
the
you able
little
to close
slice.
out the show? I mean,
I think so, because I got my fruity rum drink. It should make it go down if I start choking a little bit.
Yeah.
But the fish dip on tortilla chip with sliced jalapeno pepper.
as we say goodbye to Mike Mayo and Lubie Lubitz. All right, I ran
Yes, sir.
40 more good ones at least.
That'd be nice.
40 more good ones. And, you know, may you be in good health. You came a long way. You were born at 40, somebody was saying on one of our chat lines.
Handyman.
And here you are. You managed to make it. So congratulations. Looking forward to a lot of great things. We're going to be on the road quite a bit this week, huh?
Yeah, no, and we got a lot of time left today. Yeah, we got a bunch of things coming up this week, too. For people in the audience, you got to realize this is a open party. Anybody who wants to come out to our remote shows, on Wednesday, we're going to be with our friends and sponsors at Even Keel Fish Shack just up the road on A1A Bar in Lauderdale by the Sea. Walking distance for Defo. I don't want to hear your fetching anymore about, every place we do a remote is close to my house, but not Defo's house. But
We have mowed down every restaurant in Dania, I think, you know, in short order. But
start with the low-hanging fruit. That's what I've always been told. I'm fortunate because I think a lot of the places in my
Good job.
hometown,
they're all great.
Good job.
They're all great.
and now, you know, it's nice to venture out. And like you said, this is a hidden gem because if you wouldn't know, you know, you could drive up and down A1A and Galt Ocean Mile 1,000 times, and you would not know this was here unless somebody told you. And that's where the word of mouth comes in, and that's where the Lunchbox and Let's Eat South Florida.
I don't want to say I knew the town drunk at the time, but he essentially was considered that, the guy that turned me on to this place. And he was here all the time. It was one of the few places he wasn't ruled off, as they say at the track. And every now and then we would find him face down in a pool, even though he was still alive. But turned me on, and you know, it really is remarkable. You know, we followed Frankie from the time he got the place, and there were nothing but problems.
Yeah.
You know, you talk about all the problems with restaurateurs that you know that they've dealt with COVID and this and that. I don't know that these weren't insurmountable. And one of the really great things is he actually used the Bar Rescue show and the Hotel Impossible show to fund many of the renovations that he did here.
Yep.
Why
the
not?
Tiki Bar, which you know, and upstairs, which are all remarkable. Then he had kind of a failed entity. He had a place called Tokyo Blue that he opened up with great expectations. He was going to have a fancy nightclub and disco and all of this. That place didn't do so well, and so you know, and you Frankie's interview that he opened up this Casa Calabria, thinking, "Hey, I want to do something here that's different and special." And he managed to do it, and it is true. They draw rave reviews just about everywhere.
No, it's great. And then so it's It's a pleasure to be here, and hopefully we'll be coming back winter season because this is very nice to be able to come and do remote shows with the ocean breeze wafting past. Friday, we're having a show not open to the public. It is kind of a preview show of that new Frank Pepe Pizza Napolitana from New Haven, Connecticut. Was into my friend and our sponsor's pizza spot yesterday, Wade and Reese. I saw them yesterday. Picked up a little bit of stuff for my mom and for my daughter's dinner because she didn't want stone crabs. That's the other story. I got stone crab yesterday. But Wade, he lives out there in Plantation. He's keeping a eyebrow out on them. And again, there's enough to go around. It's different distances. But he's from New Haven. Yeah. And he has thoughts about New Haven pizza. Yeah. And he's curious to see, what the oven and how the pizzas are going to come out there. He's going to check them out also. And we're going to check it out in Friday with, I think, one of the founders' granddaughters might be joining us on the show. It opens to the public on the 24th, which is next Monday. They're going to be doing some preview and friends and family next weekend, I believe. But we're going to be in there on Friday just to kind of check out. That's another remote show, and we get to jump on things, and hopefully we'll give an honest opinion of that thin New Haven-style pizza. I think they do the clam pie there, too. But let's talk about stone crabs because that seemed to be...
All right, so you broke down? You bought some?
Yeah, well, mediums and large.
So I'll give you my little weekend recap because I did the... I guess I'm a superstitious gambler. I went back to Bake Shack on Friday, had some breakfast, and the previous week, me and you had success going from Bake Shack to my local Dania, Highlight, wherever they call it now, the casino. And you cleaned up on the ponies. I cleaned up at the poker tables. And so this Friday, I did this. I hit a high hand again, except this time it was only for $400, not $1,000. But I did. I basically left the poker table turning 100 into almost 700. Okay, that's a good day.
That's a good day.
So I had money in my pocket. I was able to do all my shopping and buy this and that. And I still had money yesterday. So I went out to Delaware Seafood Market in Hollywood, where they had just gotten in the fresh shipment. Now, it's expensive. Yeah. And it's almost at that breaking point. I don't know how much is too much, but you remember the days, Defo, when you would get 5 pounds of large for $100.
Less than that. In fact, the same guy that turned me on his place used to have a connection with the people in the Keys. And so when they brought in the shipment, they would bag of 5 pounds. I want to say of the largest ones, like the jumbos or colossal, either one, whichever one's larger. And it was $75 for a bag of 5 pounds. And so we'd buy 5 pounds and throw a party. And it was great. And you got the mustard and the whole thing. That was, very much doable and worth it. But then it became so prohibitive, the price. And that's where we got the concept about who's more overrated, the stone crab or Bryce Harper, which right now, it's clearly the stone crab. Right. Because for that kind of money, I'd rather go eat like a 3-4 pound Maine lobster and, get a couple of them.
You get a full great dinner for 2 with wine at Tropical Acres for $100 now. You get the twin lobster special.
So you're lining up 4 Maine lobsters that you can't finish. And, so I think the cost made it prohibitive. My desire.
Let me ask you.
Go ahead.
Okay, because stone crab is good and I like it. Lobster's good. Like, what made that just because it became a South Florida iconic thing?
Like, the chicken wing, the buffalo wing is the buffalo, is what the stone crab claw became to South Florida. Mainly because of Joe's stone crab. It became such a...
It's a good delicacy, though.
It's good.
I love it. I think it's healthy. It's low fat, except when you dunk it in that.
You're not worried about that, Mayo. Don't fool anyone. You're getting stone crabs because they're low fat.
It's an iconic dish. And my annual tradition, family, we always get stone crabs the first harvest of the season, and I'll pay any price.
But what about Christmas or holidays like that?
And now it's become such a luxury. It used to be I would get stone crabs twice a month and go to Joe's a couple of times a year. Now it's like I get it opening week. We get it for either Christmas or New Year's, not both. Yeah. And then we get it for baby mom Michelle's ex-wife. Michelle's birthday, January 24th. And so that's like the 3 times. Then we get one more towards the end of the season.
What about Purim? Do you get it on Purim?
Well, you do it a lot more than I would. That's a lot of times to eat stone crab.
No, but I like it. But here's what $100 got me yesterday. It got me a I got 4 large was a pound. Okay. And I got 8 medium was a pound and a third, and put them together it was $100. So 12
How
claws.
different are they, the medium and the large?
The large, a lot more convenient. They're meaty, and they
I don't
both
want to eat
taste.
a lot of shell and be picking that out of my teeth. With
They
the medium.
both taste the same. I got them cracked, and everything came out really nice. And again, it was good because we had 6 of them each. We had a bottle of champagne. It's our annual tradition. It's like we made it past the worst part of summer, the heat, the humidity. It's almost going to be breaking. The worst of hurricane season, knock wood, is over. And it's like we've made it to another dry season. So it's a celebration, and it's something I'm willing to pay almost any price as long as I still have money. So hopefully the high hands get
What should people consider paying on an all-you-can-eat basis, which used to be very popular?
Yeah, now these all-you-can-eat
It used to
places,
be like
Catfish
$79,
Dewey's,
something like that.
now you're looking at least 100, at least a stick, and that's for mediums.
I was gonna
If
say,
you
are they
want,
even good?
And how do you feel about that proposition? Because
I
they
don't
always
need
figure
it.
like 2 claws at a time.
Yeah.
believe it or not, my middle name is Moderation, Defo.
Yeah.
And I'm not one of these
My
guys that
moderation mayo.
I don't want to just go in and shovel unlimited amounts of food. I do like just considering it a delicacy, and I'm fine with just having 2 large and 4 medium claws. That was plenty. That satisfied me. All right. Then I had a couple of slices of the pizza spot pizza later on, about 2 hours later.
Not based on what we've seen on the show, that would have never satisfied me.
I was gonna say.
No, but
People
again,
here are on you.
I
man,
don't
which is
get
good.
into the whole all you can eat, try to be a Joey
Your
Chestnut
money,
and beat the house out of all their money. But if you are into that, places that do it, but be prepared to pay through the nostrils because especially for the large, I think it's probably going to be about
Now,
50.
aren't they also served warm at times? So
Well,
Warmish.
well, they are served with warm.
I seem to remember
butter.
getting them like steamed.
Yeah. They're
Some
not cold.
places have experimented, including Brad up at Even Keel. He's been trying to play around with some warmed up, poached stone crab claw dishes. But to me, it's classic. I just like having them served chilled, and then you dunk them in the warm, clarified butter.
Yep.
So if you want to get that little warm
taste.
embrace,
How
of,
about the mustard? Aren't you a big
oh, I
fan
love
of
it.
that?
And the mustard sauce, it has to use the Coleman's dry English mustard, not yellow
No
mustard.
French.
And Delaware Seafood has 3 different types of mustard sauce that they sell. One's made with yellow mustard. Oh, man. One's made with Dijon mustard.
Okay.
And then there's the one that is based on
The
the
Joe's
Joe's,
one.
the
The
Joe's
Joe's
Stone
one's
Crab
great.
recipe, which is the Coleman's hot English mustard and a little bit of Worcestershire sauce.
Nice.
Delicious. I think that complements the stone crab perfectly.
Very nice.
All right. Well, that's my ode to the stone crab.
You did well, though.
And
I
as
think you
Damon
did very
Runyon
well.
said
Yeah.
on
Thank you.
Birthday boys checking out.
Birthday boys
Good job,
checking out. I
production.
forgot we didn't even bring out the cake. We're gonna do the cake celebration afterwards. We'll post social media of
Great
that.
food, though. And thanks to the people here. Wow. Good job.
And that's it. We're, I guess, done for today. Remember to enjoy every stone crab, every grouper bite, every Marsala chicken pizza flatbread.
Did you bring a towel? Go right out to the
I might
beach.
just go strip naked and just dive right into the ocean.
It's been done.
It's probably been done. Not probably in broad daylight. Not by me.
Well, those spring breaks got kind of wild with the University of Kentucky girls that were down here.
Oh, man.
They set
All
a
right.
new standard for spring break behavior.
Happy birthday, Lubie. Thanks to everybody.
Happy birthday,
Thanks
Lubie.
to Frank Tallarico and the whole crew here and Joseph at the Bamboo Beach Tiki Bar, Ocean Manor Resort. Come on out here, see it for yourself. Check it out. Really good stuff. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you again tomorrow on the Lunchbox. Enjoy every sandwich.